This is News 24 Live. I'm Erin Bates, and in studio with me today is Professor Richard Calland, who works in the Department of Public Law at UCT. Thank you, Professor. Richard, just to start off with, we're looking ahead to SONA 2016, and to really just drill down to the basics. Why does SONA matter, and who's paying attention to it?
Well, I presume a large number of people around the country, and the whole intention of having SONA happen at 7 p.m. in the evening rather than at 11 a.m. as it used to, and this was a Zuma-led measure, something this president wanted to do, was because he wanted to speak to more people. He wanted to make it more easily accessible to a larger number of people. So I don't know what the ratings figures are, and I don't know how many people do watch it, but the idea is that it's a statement to the nation, about the state of the nation. And it's supposed to be looking backwards to some extent, an audit of the past, but also very much looking ahead and saying this is what my government intends to do over the next 12 months.
And Africa Check did quite a good review of what in last year's State of the Nation has actually been achieved and what still needs work. But in terms of policymakers or perhaps people abroad or people in other governments, what in the State of the Nation address will they be looking at?
Well, having myself recently spoken to a group of investment managers, asset managers in London, what they're looking for is a sense that this is an economy that can grow somehow. So between the State of the Nation and the budget speech in 2 weeks, what they're looking to see is a government that is actually seized of the sense of crisis that a lot of people feel is surrounding it, that has a plan, has a sense of purpose, has the leadership necessary to follow through on its intentions, and has some new ideas. Now, sadly, I think that on at least two of those scores, this president cannot succeed. The events in December with the bizarre firing of Finance Minister Nene really undermine confidence in his leadership. And so it's very hard for this president, President Zuma, to instill in the market and in a range of other commentators and analysts that sense of confidence that is required at the moment.
And if you look to President Jacob Zuma and his performance at the World Economic Forum, retreating on that live debate, what does that say about the approach to the economic challenges of 2016?
Well, unfortunately, I think it looks as if he's running scared of it and not willing to step up to the plate and offer some words of reassurance or some sense that there is new ideas on the table. In a way, I think the global economic investment community looks at South Africa and feels that it's stuck in a rut. So the job of this president at this time is to say, no, we're not stuck in a rut. We've got some fresh ideas, we've got a sense of purpose, and I'm going to provide the leadership to ensure that we do what we say we're going to do. It's hard for him because, unfortunately, his own reputation is in tatters, partly because of the scandals that have surrounded him, partly because of the extraordinary, bizarre sacking of a very decent finance minister, Minister Nene, in December.